Showing the world I still got a lot more to prove. Now I'm coming out swinging for your throat in the ring. Standing there bleeding, yeah, you know what I bring. You know what I mean? Dark when the bell is rung, cause it's a little too late now to get up and run. Get up and run. You're broken every part of me. I'm putting it up, beating down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me now. Calm before the storm. I was born for more, now you got me ready for war. Remember my name, everybody out of my way. Back up or get knocked out, this ain't a game. Cause I never stay down when they push me around. See the world stand up when they give me the crown. Now it's go time, do or die, dead or alive. You can try to kill me, but I will survive. I will survive. You're broken every part of me. I'm putting it up, beating down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me now. You can't stop me. Can't stop me. No, 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 you can't stop me. I'm bloodied and I'm beaten down. I keep rising higher, 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 higher. You're broken every part of me. I'm bloodied and I'm beaten down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher now. Don't fuck with me. Never gonna hold me down. I keep rising higher, higher, higher. The world can't stop me now. Can't stop me, no, can't stop me.
What's up, all y'all trickly bastards, and welcome back to It's 17 on Somewhere. As always, I'm Athen.
I'm Don.
What up, Don? How you doing today?
Oh, same as the last time you saw me since, well, I mean, this is back-to-back shows, so.
Yeah, I know.
Same as always, other than like my dog just all of a sudden wants to play. So it's like, bro, you were just fine by yourself. And it's like, what's up?
Right?
You know? He's like, I got him this new like stuffed animal because I kind of felt bad for like ditching him at home, and so like I mean I get him, and like he just like tears these things apart, and I've got like now cotton stuffing like all over my room, and he was fine just like killing this thing because he's like a hunting dog from like a hunting breed.
Mm-hmm.
He just like tears this thing up, and it's like, bro, now you want to play with me? Oh, now he's back to just chewing it, so it's good. What about you, man? What's up?
Not much. Just
You got a move coming up, right?
Yeah, I do.
Cali?
Yep, moving back to Northern Cali. We're actually going to be doing that this Thursday, so that way I'll still be able to do the show on Friday.
Oh, nice. A new Spreaker show.
Yep,
right?
the new Spreaker show. So playing music for 2 hours every Friday evening. So, and it's variety music. This last week.
Nice.
This last week we did a little. I wanted to kind of test a little experiment. So I wanted to do kind of like a journey through music, starting with one genre. I started with rap and kind of work through music and kind of going between songs that are changing what type of music is, you know, through songs that are connected.
Okay.
So I basically went from rap, through into R&B, then into rock, through rock, and then up into country. So, and I started out with a couple songs by NF, that were done with. One was NF and Hopsin. One was NF and I just totally drew a blank. One was Hopsin, one was Tech Nine, and then I did another song that was an old school Hopsin song or NF song, which NF is a Christian rapper if you didn't know. And then
no. You're just spitting out like numbers and letters.
Went from that into Seven Rings by Ariana Grande, which I actually not edited, but I mixed into Our Last Night's cover of Seven Rings, and then through a lot more metalcore, and then from metalcore into music that kind of blended into country, and then I just did free play for another hour. So
I need like a ticker for like your count.
Right? Am I doing it here now?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Whenever you get to monologuing, it's coming out. So
yeah, that happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great idea, man. Keep those shows themed. Maybe you can hit like a new topic or a new theory that you've got poking around in your head on different aspects of music. I mean, that's what collectively the world can come together when it comes to music. They say the sound of music is universal.
Yep.
Just leave that up. Put that on a bumper sticker.
And BV Nation, who's going to be coming up after this, an hour after we're done. Actually, no, an hour and a half after we're done here. They come on 6 o'clock Pacific time, which would be 8 o'clock Central. And they play music on BV Nation, and they just talk about stuff. But they're going to be playing some excerpts from my first show on Spreaker. They're probably going to make fun of me singing.
So you got a little hard on. Somebody's giving you a shout out.
Yep. Go ahead and check them out if you want to see them make fun of me. So anyways,
right.
Did we want to go start getting, I wanted to talk about this real quick. You see over here in our comments, we got this right here.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Pavel. Somehow he made a comment on this video before we were live. So gonna have to figure that out somehow. But anyway, let's get into a story real quick. Do we want to do some Florida Man?
His name's Pavel. Maybe some Russian hacker voodoo.
Right.
So yeah, sure. What's Florida Man been up to this week?
What has Florida Man been up to this week? Quite a bit of stuff, actually. Some interesting things, even. I'll go up to the top of my list. So our first story that we have regarding Florida Man, and let me actually get this up on share, because it's no fun if the homies can't have them. I mean, see some. Oh, you know what I mean.
No, I have no idea what you mean.
No,
I mean, maybe come up with a cohesive sentence first.
That would actually be preferable, wouldn't it? I'm rambling as I'm trying to.
A little bit, yeah.
All right, got it. So, now I'll go to the actual. Here we go.
Are you running dual monitors?
No, I'm not, sadly.
Yeah, you need to figure that shit out.
Yes, I do. All right. Florida family indicted, accused of selling bleach as a COVID cure. So,
was this the Trump family?
It gets pretty good, pretty close.
Okay, here we go.
Miami, a family accused of selling toxic industrial bleach as a coronavirus cure through their Florida-based church has been indicted on federal charges. The federal grand jury in Miami returned an indictment Thursday charging Mark Grennan, 62, and his sons, Jonathan, 34, Jordan, 26, and Joseph, 32, with 1 count each of conspiracy to commit fraud and 2 counts each of criminal contempt, according to our court records. They face possible life sentences if convicted. Mark Grennan is the Archbishop of the Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing, based in Bradenton, Florida. The church sells chlorine dioxide as a miracle mineral solution, officials said. The Grennans claim the solution can cure a vast variety of illnesses ranging from cancer to autism to malaria to COVID-19. A Miami federal judge last April ordered the church to stop selling the substance, but the order was ignored. When ingested, the solution sold by the Grennans becomes a bleach that is typically used for such things as treating textiles, industrial water, pulp, and paper, according to the Food and Drug Administration. Authorities said ingesting these products is the same as drinking bleach and can be fatal. Court records did not list attorneys for any of the Grinnons who could comment on the charges. So this is a church and the archbishop of the church selling bleach. And they know it's bleach because they've already been told to stop selling it to their constituents, which I find to be interesting. They don't have any images on this article. They often don't.
The weird thing is that it says as soon as it's ingested, it becomes bleach.
So yeah,
so is it bleach, or is like this what do they call it, chlorine dioxide? As soon as it hits saliva, it becomes bleach.
So chlorine dioxide. Let me see if I can do a little bit.
Which I'm pretty sure is just the chemical name for bleach, but it's just I mean, that's like being like super nitpicky, but.
ClO2 is what the formula for it is. Chlorine dioxide, chemical compound with the formula ClO2 that exists as a yellowish green gas above 11 degrees Celsius, or liquid below or between 11 and negative 59 degrees Celsius, and bright orange crystals below 59 degrees, negative 59 degrees Celsius.
Right. But selling bleach, so he's basically telling people to drink this in order to cure COVID.
Yeah, and multiple other things like cancer and stuff.
Oh, somebody's taking a certain politician like to heart when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, and you know, it's a Florida archbishop at a church trying to sell it to their constituents. So yeah, so if you live in Florida, do not drink the Kool-Aid.
Literally. Well, I mean, but if it's fruit punch, then or cherry, it's gonna be fire.
Yeah, but right.
I don't know.
On all cases, drinking industrial bleach.
So yeah, a person in that position of power should not be persuading people to conduct self-harm.
Yeah, and that's effectively all that is.
Right. I mean, it's about the same as pray to the magical man in the sky and seek eternal life and redemption for everything that you've ever done. That's a story for a different day. Blah. Regardless of the fact, don't drink bleach, boys and girls. Please.
Do not drink bleach. Bleach is not something you want to be drinking for any form of hydration. Right. Continuing on from that, I don't really have these.
Which, speaking of, I don't even like to piss in my toilet even after cleaning it with bleach, because doesn't ammonia and bleach make what is it, chlorine gas?
Yes, technically, in the sense that if you have a toilet bowl full of bleach and the ammonia in your urine, or even your shit, because your shit has ammonia in it too.
Sure.
If the ammonia is concentrated to a high enough amount in either of those two sources, peeing into the bleach could, in effect, create mustard gas, chlorine gas. But how likely is it? Not highly.
Fun facts.
Fun facts.
I guess it depends on what my diet was like the night prior.
Yeah. So sometimes, depending on what, I don't know for you, but for me, depending on what I've had and what I've ate, when I go to the bathroom, you can smell the freaking ammonia bad. It's sometimes smells like, how if you walk into a hair salon.
Is this like the asparagus smell, the burnt hair smell?
Kind of, but a little bit, yeah, kind of. It's even worse than the asparagus smell. It's like if you go into a hair salon, you smell that, just like you said, burnt hair almost, but it's like chemical.
Oh, ammonia. Yeah, ammonia's different. I mean, it's been a while since I've smelled ammonia, but I have had my hair dyed at least once. So I mean, I know what you're talking about then. So, but yeah, two completely different smells. Like the asparagus smell is like
asparagus smell is
hair when you're taking a piss.
Yep, it smells horrible. So I guess continuing on, since we were talking about shit, that's a pretty good segue for the next Florida man story.
Right? It's almost like we planned this out.
I know. Sometimes it acts like that. So let me get over here so I can actually share the screen, because y'all might want to read this.
Yeah, I guess.
Add to stream. I'm going to read it to you, but if they want to see it, they can. So this thread on Reddit was to the point where they actually locked it by the moderators because of people commenting on it. So this was posted on Reddit one day ago. The question is there anything explicitly illegal about selling dirty diapers? So I found this particular Reddit post in another subreddit for Florida Man, and it was, posting this particular Reddit post to the Florida Man subreddit talking about Florida Man wanting to sell diapers. So it says, yeah, I can't believe that I'm asking this either. I'm in a custody battle with my ex-wife for our 6-month-old child. She stopped caring after the first month, so I found it weird that she wanted custody and hired a private investigator. Turns out that there's a fetish involving dirty diapers, and she's selling them on a Facebook group. The PI posed as a buyer, and we have video evidence of this. This feels fucked up, but I'm not sure if there's anything explicitly illegal about it. Is there any way I can use this fact in my favor for the custody battle? Edit, the child itself appears to be well taken care of and not in any danger. It just feels sketchy that my ex-wife is profiting from our baby by selling its used diapers for some weird fetish stuff. So apparently,
right. Go through some of the comments. I mean, I need resolution.
So there's a lot of them that have been deleted and all that stuff by
rapidly filled with shit. Nice.
So yeah, but yeah, NAL. I don't know what that means.
Sort of, legal stand for any judgment or order in a custody case is that it must be in the best interest of the child. Yeah, that has nothing to do with. Yeah, see, they're avoiding the question.
Mm-hmm. So, but there's a couple.
Wait, go back up. What does it say? What state are you in? There's a law in my state regarding collecting bodily fluid of minors, thanks to a particular sicko. Okay, that doesn't really give much. Oh, he's in Florida. It says Florida. Nice.
It's like it didn't. I scrolled through some of the comments. Here's one. They're saying that reselling used clean cloth diapers is common. They think that selling used, disposable diapers may fall under some sort of biohazard obscenity laws.
I mean, it's human waste. It's still a biohazard,
Yeah. So it's just, and you have to wonder, and even mailing it, putting it in the mail, there might be some sort of laws against that. But as you can see, a lot of the comments in here have been deleted.
Right.
Probably because they weren't very proper. That's why they turned off the comments on this.
Right.
So, but I do actually really want a view discussion in 2 other communities. So it was posted to 2 other communities.
Oh, nice.
LAOPSX is running a shitty side hustle. And let's see, the Florida Man one. Florida woman wants custody of newborn.
Let's do the first one, since this got like 1.1K.
Okay.
And more comments, by the way.
So this is just a link of the original one we read there a second ago. Do not participate in threads linked here. If you do, you may be banned from both subreddits. Oh, wow. Okay. So it's saying you're not supposed to necessarily, or you could get banned. It's legal to mail horse manure. Check out shitexpress.com. The Postal Service must draw the line at human manure. There are very different laws for human and animal bodily fluids. Pathogens are more likely passed between the same species. If there's no fluid dripping and they're sealed for no smell, the post office probably doesn't care. Dried genital fluid and sweat are easily contained in a plastic bag. After all, I don't want to know why this guy knows that. Don't take my word.
Well, then again, it's like the U.S., but I know there's like those panty vending machines in like Japan, and some people in the States have made a profit on selling their used underwear.
This is true. But, yeah. And
there it is again. Shitexpress.com.
But it's like the whole thing with selling like the underwear. Because there's things with like there's guys who'll go to record lengths to get underwear that's been worn for extremely long periods of time. Which is
sure.
But a woman in my Facebook mom's group found out her husband had been sleeping with the neighbor for 6 months, and we're begging her to let us send both parties a glittery pile of cow shit from a site like this. Okay.
That doesn't help.
I don't think we're really getting
blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's still Reddit. I mean, so we gotta like filter through, the crap.
Mm.
Glitter is herpes. Okay.
Glitter box. Why is member of the attractive nuisance mariachi band? I wonder how they got all the bling there. Also, after a couple hours in the sun, horse poo is just okay. Why are we talking about horse poo?
So nobody can actually answer the question. at hand.
Doesn't look like it. Mailman here can confirm, said as much in my comment above. I know the postal inspector meme is funny here, but this is actually something USPS would do something about. Okay, so apparently there's a person who's a mailman says mail-in poop in the mail is not allowed.
Right. We can only hope.
So it's lab made, smell and look like dog poop, but it isn't actually dog poop, making it unlikely to carry. So you can't. I guess you can't mail dog poop either. More danger in mailing human shit, as anything would be 1,000 times more likely to pass between.
Well, yeah, we covered that.
I
don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be legal or not, but that's what we got right there. So, but yeah, so you got a Florida woman trying to sell her used babies' diapers to people because of fetishes. I'm just hoping that it's like people who wish they had a baby and they put them on like baby dolls to act like they're actually changing a baby, and it's nothing else.
I doubt that. Highly doubt that.
Sadly, I understand why. But
yeah, it's probably a lot worse. I don't know what to tell you, man.
So, Florida, they bring us all the greatest weird stuff. All right, so here's one that's gonna be a little less icky, I hope. So,
okay.
So we're going over to this next story right here. I really need to work on getting dual monitors up. Hopefully that'll change in the future. But turtle crashes through windshield on Florida highway, gashes woman's head.
Interesting.
The turtle we're looking at right here looks to be some sort of a slider. That looks like it might be. It's not a red-eared, but it's some sort of a slider turtle. Maybe an eastern box turtle. It's not unusual for rocks and other debris to crash through a windshield and injure a driver or passenger. And I'm sure that's not actually a picture of the turtle that hit the woman. I'm sure that turtle was no longer in existence.
Well, I'm glad that they cropped out the stock photos.
Right.
Text from the picture.
Mm-hmm. So, but a turtle. So a 71-year-old woman riding with her daughter on Florida's Interstate 95 suffered a gashed forehead Wednesday when a turtle smashed through the windshield of their car, striking her. The Daytona Beach News Journal reports the daughter pulled over and got help from another motorist, according to a 911 recording. Both were surprised by what they found. There is a turtle in there, the man could be overheard saying. A turtle, the daughter exclaimed. An actual turtle? The gash drew a lot of blood, but the woman was not seriously hurt. The turtle was likely crossing the interstate and got knocked into the air by another vehicle. I swear to God, this lady has the worst luck of anything, the daughter told 911 operator as she tended to her injured mother. The turtle, on the other hand, had the best of luck of anything. It just had a few scratches on its shell and was released back into the nearby woods, Port Orange police officer Andre Fleming said. Wow, the turtle survived?
Aww.
So he must have just pulled up into his shell and went for the ride. That's kind of great.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. I mean, because what would have actually launched the turtle up into the air? That would be like a car hitting it, so i.e. a tire hitting it. But so that means that it would have to hit it just right in order to get it airborne.
Well, you could have that.
And this is also without crushing its shell, right?
See, there could be that. So maybe if it passed along beside the turtle close enough, it could cause it to fly. But I would think if, especially if it's like a large vehicle, goes over the top of it, you'd have the ground effects could cause a vacuum underneath it and toss it. So that I think that might be the most reasonable way that could have possibly happened is maybe the car just went right over the top of it.
Yeah, but you're looking at a turtle weighs, even if it's like a small box turtle, weighs like what? Well over a pound?
Yeah.
Do you know how much force would have to be generated in order to vacuum seal that turtle up and put it airborne? I mean, plastic bags, maybe like a plastic bottle. I mean, we're talking about ounces here.
And I mean,
those are likely, in which I'm sure multiple people have seen this phenomenon of things getting launched up the air. That's like debris on the highway, but those are well under a pound. or multiple pounds depending on the weight of this turtle. So
it really depends. Like there are going to be a lot of factors that come into play here. So you're going to have size of the vehicle, you're going to have speed of the vehicle, you'll have aerodynamics of the vehicle.
Right.
Well, you're
so
talking,
I guess if you're looking at like maybe like what, a semi,
or even like a large box truck could probably have enough of force moving underneath it to be able to push something like that out of it.
So a slammed semi or a slammed box truck where there's not that much aerodynamics underneath it was able to, launch this turtle via a vacuum effect.
Or it could just be there was someone inside of a car that had a turtle and said, I don't like you anymore. All right.
Right.
So when you're in Florida, watch for flying turtles.
Exactly.
When turtles fly. All right. Getting on. So this next story I have here is actually a feel-good story. We'll go ahead and get onto that. That actually made me feel pretty kind at heart.
All right.
So I'll go ahead and get into this story. Don's got to go hit the head right quick, so he'll be gone for a few moments. Let me pull this up in the StreamYard. There we go. I really got to get dual screens. I'll work on that when I get to California. So here we go. So the title of this is "I'm Glad I Stopped You." Hillsborough Deputy Constable's upset motorcyclist he pulled over, and gives him his personal cell phone number. So this does have a video that I'll play here after I read the article. In Hillsborough County, Florida, a routine traffic stop by a Hillsborough County deputy turned into something much more after he ended up helping a motorcyclist who was struggling. Deputy Donald Reiser was patrolling for a motorcycle safety grant when he pulled over a motorcyclist in his 20s for an exhaust pipe. Deputy Reiser quickly realized the motorcyclist was upset about something more than being pulled over. So what this is saying up here when it says a motorcycle safety grant is he's patrolling, pulling over motorcyclists and checking for their their endorsement, making sure legally they're allowed to ride a motorcycle. So, and for one reason or another, this person had something wrong with the exhaust on his bike. Either it was too loud or something. There's lots of reasons it could have been, but they pulled him over for his exhaust pipe for some reason. It said, once I made contact with him and came up beside him, I could clearly tell it was something different, Reiser said. In the body camera video, you can hear the motorcyclist say, I've had a horrible week, he tells the deputy. I saw my friend die in front of me. Deputy Reiser proceeds to tell the motorcyclist to talk it out with him. The biggest tool in anybody's belt, in my opinion, is your ears. The ability to listen, let someone speak, Deputy Reiser told 8 on your side. He reassured the motorcyclist traffic stop wasn't about a citation, but rather making sure that he was okay. I'm glad I stopped you if you were emotional like that. When you get a chance to talk to people that can help you, Deputy Reiser said in the body camera video. The motorcyclist replies, you're the first person I can actually talk to. It's not all about tickets or arresting people and dumb stuff like that, all right? Deputy Reiser told the man, if somebody needs help or needs to talk, it's emotional. Deputy Reiser gave the motorcyclist a warning about his exhaust pipe and also gave him his cell phone number and told him to call anytime he needs someone to talk to. Anything you can do outside of your job to be nice to somebody, that always helps, added Deputy Reiser. So, and now we'll go ahead and go up and we will watch the video of their interaction. So here's that.
How are you today? You okay? It's just a traffic stop, man.
Volume.
I'm sorry?
Is there no volume?
No. It's loud.
Oh,
very loud. So just like take it down a bit. Like maybe halfway.
All right, take your helmet off. We'll talk
about
it.
better?
Yeah, it's better.
You got a motorcycle endorsement? Then you're not going to get a ticket. Let's take that out of your mind, okay? Let's take your helmet off. Okay, let's take your helmet off for a second. Was he on a bike? Where at? St. Pete? Here, take your helmet off so you can breathe, man. I'm glad I stopped you if you're emotional like that. When you get a chance to talk to people, that can help you. It really can, because I don't want to see anybody down on a motorcycle.
Are you the first person I got to talk to?
Oh, it's cool, man. It's not all about tickets and arresting people and dumb stuff like that. All right. If somebody needs help or needs to talk, I tell you what, I do a lot of funerals as a motorcycle deputy. And I just had our peer support group come out and talk to all my deputies for the same thing, because it's emotional. And, you start weighing on it. I'm sure you're thinking about it as you're riding this bike, which isn't good. Maybe I could have saved your life today because, when you're on these things, you got to be focused. Laser focused. But that's a warning for the exhaust. This is the checklist I told you about. Just read it, familiarize yourself. And that's my personal cell phone number if you ever need to talk. All right?
So, yeah.
Bro, he started off as like, oh, it's not all about tickets. Oh, you're not going to get a ticket, so take that out of your mind. Here's a ticket.
A warning's not a ticket, though. A warning is just say you had this problem, it needs to be
fixed. Why is there paperwork involved?
There's not really. He's got to give.
He handed him what looked like a ticket. Paperwork.
I know the cop's got to give him the ticket, I guess, because it is written on a ticket, but it's not actually a ticket. It's just saying you have an equipment violation on your vehicle that needs to get fixed. So
equipment violations are tickets.
No, not if it's a warning. If it's a warning, they're just saying, "Hey, get this." fixed.
A warning, and they just send you on your way. Something that says, "Get this fixed, or you will be fined." That is a ticket.
Not in all states. In some states, they actually have to give you a piece of paper saying that you were given a warning. So, and it's like, if Florida apparently is one of them, I know out here in Oregon is another state where you'll actually get paperwork saying it's a warning. So basically, it's just a warning saying, hey, you have something wrong with your exhaust, you need to get fixed. So.
Which then if you don't do, it's still a ticket that you then have to turn in and then pay.
Well, there's no court dates for it or anything like that. You don't have to go to court for it.
There's no courts for it, but you would then have to prove that you got whatever done and all this other stuff.
Only if you get pulled over for the same infraction again. So at that point.
Or it's past the date and for it to get fixed, because there would be a date where it's basically get this fixed by said date.
Not that I know of.
The last one I got was, hey, get this fixed by X amount of date or you're going to get fined X amount of dollars. Which still in turn becomes a ticket.
For me,
but then it was like, oh, I'm doing like, and it was good when he was like, taking the initiative and trying to look out for his fellow man. But then he like turned it on himself. And then it was like, oh, well, I'm doing this so I can try to save your life to make sure that you're not doing X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, the pre-course for this was like feel good, but then he turned it into just like making himself look good, and then said like, "Oh, you're not gonna get a ticket or anything else," and then like hands him the paperwork to get like X, Y, and Z done, and it's like,
well, but that's at the same point, that's still not a ticket. So, and like I said, I've had one where I did have a certain set of time to fix it, but that was for not having registration on my vehicle, so I got a fix-it ticket. Or a warning for registration.
You said fix-it ticket.
Fix-it ticket, warning.
It's the same thing.
That was in California. Well, yes and no. So fix-it ticket, warning on my registration, still had a set period of time for it to be fixed. Otherwise, I would
do this or you get penalized.
Yeah, or I would be ticketed for non-registration. I've also been given warnings where there was nothing like that. Just, you have this problem, you have to get it fixed.
Yeah, but then again, some warnings are like, say you're speeding and a cop pulls you over and is just like, hey, I ran your stuff. You're legit. Slow down. Doesn't give you any paperwork. Send you on your way. That would be a warning.
On those types of warnings, they can't really write you a ticket warning you for speeding. It's like, I pulled you over for speeding, but I'm not going to give you a ticket and give you paperwork confirming that. Because in that...
you just said, I'm not going to give you a ticket.
I know, but in the count of
paperwork,
in the count of speeding, he didn't say paperwork. He said ticket. But in the count of speeding, it's a little hard to give an actual warning ticket for speeding, because if he writes out the warning ticket saying you were caught speeding at this speed, but I'm going to give you a warning for it, it's negating the fact that he's writing the ticket on that one.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. A warning versus a ticket.
Mm-hmm. But on equipment.
Anyways, my whole takeaway from it was like, it was good until he started to like self-reflect on his Good Samaritan duties, and until he gave him the paperwork for the warning or the ticket or whatever that the guy needed to take remedial action on.
I don't know. Like it could be that where he's actually
like if we need to do this, yeah, play the video again, right?
So
he makes it sound like he's looking out for his fellow man, but then he like self-reflects on, oh, I'm doing this because, I can save your life, or I can prevent this, or I can do this.
I think that's being taken a little bit out of context. I think what he's saying is, I'm glad.
Play it again. I'm
glad that I can do this. I'm glad that this happened. Because you could have died because of these reasons. Let's get into it. Like, it's only a minute and a half, so it's not gonna get you guys like.
Here we go. I got you.
I'm so sorry.
Take the volume down to like maybe 25%, so we can actually commentate.
You got a motorcycle endorsement? Then you're not going to get a ticket. Take that out of your mind, okay? Take your helmet off.
Yeah, that's rough.
Was he on the bike? Where at?
Pause.
Take your helmet off so you can breathe, man.
All right.
Which I do believe that like more cops should do this. Actually reach out to the community, actually conversate with them, see how their day is, see how people are doing, what are their concerns, shoot the shit with them, reach out and connect with the people that you're trying to protect and serve.
And that's actually supposed to be a big part of, the job of a cop.
Wasn't going to get into that, but yeah. I mean, my grandmother worked as like a police dispatcher for like, 30 years or something. And then it's like everything else. I mean, but me, as a citizen, I would feel better is if I can, have that type of relationship with the police instead of just like fear them for getting caught for something.
And that's really what it like I said, that's supposed to be a big part of being a cop, showing a presence and community relations. That's why historically you've had, foot patrol cops that just walk around.
Yes, walk a beat, as they say.
So that they have FaceTime and interaction with the community. But
I'm all for that, Make people feel that they are someone that can be relied on instead of somebody that's just going to get you for whatever.
Mm-hmm. So
but that's my opinion. All right, hit play.
Stop you if you're emotional like that. When you get a chance to talk to people, that can help you. You really can, because I don't want to see anybody down on a motorcycle.
There he goes.
It's not all about tickets and arresting people and dumb stuff like that. All right. If somebody needs help or needs to talk, I tell you what, I do a lot of funerals as a motorcycle deputy. And I just had our peer support group come out and talk to all my deputies for the same thing, because it's emotional.
Pause.
And,
Great. What he's saying, that he's willing to reach out, that his job puts him in a bad situation where he's doing these funeral processions where like he sees like the bad side of it, right? So which he's reaching out and he's saying, hey, I'm doing this because of X, Y, and Z, where it's like, I don't want to see the bad side of my job happen.
Yeah. So he also said he had his community outreach officer come and talk to his guys. So it sounded like he's maybe a sergeant or something like that. So
yeah, okay.
I think that might be where he's coming, where he shifts to that's why we are doing these things. We are glad that I think he might be paraphrasing what his community outreach officer or whatever was.
Yeah.
So
you start weighing on it, and I'm sure you're thinking about it as you're riding these bikes, which isn't good. Maybe I could have saved your life because, when you're on these things, you got to focus. Laser focus. That's a warning to the exhaust. This is the checklist I told you about. Just read it, familiarize yourself. That's my personal cell phone number if you ever need to talk.
All right.
So getting back to it, it's just like, yeah, he could have left it and he could have left out. Yeah, maybe I could have saved your life.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like, all right, just make it where you're just trying to reach out to people. Don't just try to put it in the guy's head where you're trying to do him a solid for something.
And I don't necessarily know. I think what that might be is he's, sitting there talking to the guy, trying to just be like, hey, look, I'm glad that I did this because I could have saved your life because, you riding your motorcycle in this state is dangerous. So, which
that is possible, but but the way it sounded was like, I am doing this because I could have potentially. He's putting himself on a pedestal, right?
So, and sorry, I got all tongue tied, but I'm willing to guess that how this particular story got out to the masses isn't most likely because he put it out there. It's probably whoever goes through and reviews the camera footage.
Yeah.
After interactions, notices the ticket that was given, reviews the cam footage and all that stuff. Body cam, that's the word I was looking for. Body cam footage.
that thing.
Yeah, that thing. Body cam footage, and then was like, hey, we need to share this out. So I'm thinking that might be how that story ended up getting out there like that.
Sure.
But yeah, so we're right at about the halfway point. So I'll go ahead and do our advertisements and all that stuff.
All right.
And then we'll move on from there. So our advertisements. First of all, go ahead and check out WO Entertainment on Facebook. We have a Facebook page that I will link down here in the comments. And I will actually also link the show listing in comments too as I read it. So let me get the Facebook page posted. So bloop, drop that in there. So the WO Radio Facebook page. Go ahead, check that out. You can get all the information on WO Radio as we drop it, information about Warrior Fest, which will be coming up later this year, and any other stuff that we have going on with WO Radio. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and read you the show list for WO Radio, all the shows that we have on and at what times. That will be on Tuesdays at 12 o'clock Central Time. That is Where's My Girl with Roy Anthony. That is a barbecue show. On Tuesdays at 1700 Central, we've got WO Radio Show with Redneck Pimp, Goose, and Tater. That's a kind of pretty much a lot like 1700 somewhere right here. It's just a general news, entertainment, talk show type thing.
Hey, increase the size of your screen there.
Like
Control plus that a couple times.
Ooh, too much.
No, that's fine. And then can you like scroll over to the actual post?
No,
because I've got your screen showing. I mean, if you can't, then that's fine. And just read off of that.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's letting me scroll sideways. All right, so
dumb.
Right. So we got WO Radio Show with Redneck Pimp, Goose, and Tater. I just talked about that one. Wednesdays, 1900 Central. We got Blue Phoenix Gaming with Jen. She plays video games and talks about video games, stuff like that. She also actually does a lot of charity stuff too for the Level Up Foundation.
What is the Level Up Foundation? Do you know?
Level Up Foundation is, I know they allow streamers to come on their platform and do streaming to raise funds for charities of their choice.
Oh, nice.
Jen does it for children's hospitals most typically when she's doing it. So,
okay.
Thursdays at 1200 Central, we've got Where's My Grill Again with Roy Anthony. Thursday at 1400 Central, we have Cars and Coronas with Gapple Bays. Cars and Coronas is a car show. He talks about cars. He'll do reviews of, supercar fails and supercar wins, stuff like that, videos from YouTube. He'll actually also play some video games that's, with racing and cars and stuff like that in it as well.
But does he drink Coronas?
The episode I watched, he wasn't, but I'd assume he does.
False advertisement.
Right. So Thursday at 1700 Central, we got the Harambe Keeper with Mickey, who tends to watch our shows, and sometimes he's on them every now and then. His is just basically a talk show where Mickey gets on and talks about stuff. Friday at 1900 Central, we have the Hideout, and this is on Spreaker. This is with me. This is we mentioned about earlier on in the show, just music.
For people that aren't familiar with Spreaker, do you have a link for that show?
I do. I can actually link the most recent episode. Let me get there real quick.
Okay, but your show on Spreaker does have like a page, right? And then new shows will populate on that page.
Yep. So I'll go ahead and link the Spreaker page for the actual shows right here.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of our stuff is found on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch, and so we're trying a new show on Spreaker. So those of you that aren't familiar with this platform, by all means, use this link and check out Athen on his Fridays, listen to music.
And I just linked in or put the link for the StreamYard right there inside of, or not StreamYard, for Spreaker right there in StreamYard. Spreaker is a radio only app.
Audio only?
Yeah, audio only, radio only. Allows us to broadcast radio shows, music, stuff like that.
Back in the old days of this show.
Yeah, we started out with radio on 1700. So
and then whatever we wanted.
And we got pretty So Saturdays 1900 Central, Hot Boxing with Matt. That's a barbecue show. Go ahead and check that one out. And then we got Sunday at 1400 Central, the L Train Fighters with Athen, Don, and Nico sometimes, and Shay sometimes as well. That was just before here. And then Sundays at 1700 Central, we have it 1700 somewhere with me, Don, sometimes Shay, sometimes Nico. L Train Fighters is nerd culture, 1700 somewhere. Is just, again, entertainment news.
Weird, fun entertainment news.
So that's all our shows. Make sure you check out our sponsors. You'll see their emblem decal logo right there in our bottom right corner. That is the OVB Barbecue. That is actually Matt who does the Hot Boxing with Matt. And Warrior Fest. I think that's everything, isn't it?
I believe so. I mean, we haven't exactly gotten like a comprehensive read, but I think we've covered all the important bases.
Sweet. All right. I didn't put the actual show list in here, so let me get that pasted. There we go. No, not the Spreaker. Oh, I mussed it up.
Way to go, guy. But
it's only annoying to us.
Yeah.
There we go. Got that up there. There we go. Got it on there. All right. So,
nice.
What do we want to be doing now?
What else you got down the pipe, man?
I got lots of things, actually. Let's see.
All right.
Well, not lots of things. I got a couple more stories from Discord.
Okay.
This next one, this will be a kind of interesting one. So, can you bring up my screen real quick so I'm not putting us in the Inception world?
Gotcha.
All right. So, wanted woman promising witchcraft services steals $100,000 from victims in Naples. This is from Florida because right now we're doing Florida man stories. From April 21st.
Bro, you need an ad blocker on your browser.
Right.
Endless Hawaii.
So all my ads that pop up. So Naples, Florida, a mysterious woman named Rosalia advertised around Golden Gate in East Naples, promising to solve relationship problems using witchcraft services.
Rosalia.
According to police, instead, she reportedly swindled more than $100,000 combined from at least 10 victims using not magic, but an elaborate and disturbing scheme. The Naples Police Department reported. The first victim called police on March 14th. He told detectives he encountered a flyer for Rosalia's services at a 24-hour laundromat on Golden Gate Parkway. The flyers had 100% guarantee promising results such as if you're having an argument with your wife-girlfriend, she can help you with your problems. According to a police report, the police said Rosalia advertised her spiritual services in many forms, including in free Hispanic newspapers, on the radio, and by posting flyers in laundromats and stores in the area. He made a fateful call, spoke with the would-be witch on the phone, and scheduled an appointment to see her at her office, located at 900 6th Avenue South Suite 201. Victims described Rosalia as 5'2" woman with a medium build, blonde hair with dark roots, and light brown eyes. She spoke Spanish with an unknown accent, police said. Tarot cards in tow, Rosalia told the victim she saw something dark in his life during their first consultation. To fix the darkness, she told the man to sleep with 3 eggs under his bed and then bring them to her the next day, the report states. The second appointment was the material of nightmares. The man brought the phony prophetess her eggs, and she proceeded to wave them over his head and face, the report states. Then she opened each egg. The first was filled with blood, the second with needles, and third with worms. But that wasn't enough to remove the darkness from his life, according to Rosalia. She told the man to bring her all the money he had and to borrow money from friends and family so she could bless it and multiply it, according to the report. On his third visit, the man brought her $29,500 for her to bless, the report states. But when she saw a darkness in the money, she told him she had to take it to her temple in Fort Myers to clean and return to him the next day at 8 a.m. However, the next day, Rosalia canceled their appointment over text and then stopped responding to his messages altogether. The man told police he had no idea she was going to steal his money. Police met 3 other people outside Rosalia's suite, who said they were expecting their cleaned money returned to them at 8 a.m. The other victims were able to provide police with more information, including her phone number, screenshots of text messages, and her office address located at 2740 Oak Ridge Court, Unit 303 in Fort Myers. An officer tracked down the office, which he found had been rented for 2 months to Bruno Souza, who sells religious artifacts, the report states. The building's owner told police he had never met Rosalia, but she was there more often than Bruno. So far, 10 victims have come forward with a total combined loss of $100,000. The media ads were published in December 2020, leading to the in-person scam beginning in mid-January 2021, then ending in mid-March 2021. According to police are searching for Rosalia, who, like magic, seems to have disappeared. Anyone with information can identify the woman in the composite sketches is asked to call the Naples Police Department at that phone number right there.
Okay.
Right there, that's a composite sketch of her, what she was described to look like. So there you go. That's an interesting story, and she got $100,000 because I'm sorry, it's kind of disappointing how.
So how did she? So she wasn't able to deliver on these services, or
I don't know if it's that she wasn't able to.
so.
I mean,
Yeah, so she told the guy, like, put the 3 eggs under his bed and he'll get better, right?
Mhm.
And he didn't get better.
No, and I'm assuming that those eggs were plants. She probably did some sleight of hand to bring up.
No, it's a Hispanic thing, man.
Oh,
The whole egg thing. I mean,
I don't.
But so where are they getting her on fraud? How did she steal money? I mean, she would have to steal money if they considered it fraud.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody would have to claim fraud if one of the things that she said that she was going to do, she ended up not doing.
I don't know. That's because she is taking advantage of people. It's a scam artist type thing. I don't know. I
mean, yeah, granted.
So all I know is, like, all I can really get with at it is, she told them that she was going to cure them through this entire process, and then when she took the money from them, it wasn't for her to keep the money; it was for her to effectively render a service with the money.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
she didn't, unless she could come off and say, "Oh, I wasn't able to clean the money, so I had to burn it."
Interesting.
But I mean, that I'm not a person who knows a whole lot about law, so I don't know. I'm not. Don't get your legal advice.
Yeah, as we found out with the are you able to mail male excrement to anybody else?
That just seems like something it wouldn't be allowed.
I mean, yeah, you would think, but you never know with this country.
So moving on from that one, if you see that woman right there, make sure you call someone, and just don't try to have her fix your relationship.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna move on to another one. This one would kind of typically fit with Ale Chain Fighters a little bit more, but it fits with this show as well. So
okay,
and do this one. Go ahead and pop my screen up if you would.
Sure.
Cool.
Boop.
All right, so got Dear Military. This one I've had up for a little while to put on the show.
Oh, I think I saw this one.
So I haven't actually watched the video yet, but I've had this one up for a while.
Yeah, this dude makes like a legit quasi lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. So, Dear Military, please invest in this dude's lightsaber. So this might be some Space Force stuff.
Blacksmith. Yep, that's the one I saw.
So, is there a weapon any more sophisticated and sought after than a lightsaber? It's cool, compact, customizable, and colorful.
Yeah, laser guns.
Right?
Yeah, pew pew guns.
Pew pew. Not to mention it leaves absolutely no mess behind when slaying Sith Lords or stacking up inept stormtroopers. While the U.S. military has previously dabbled in adding Jedi-inspired technology to its arsenal, like the Tech Torch, a breaching tool that can cut through steel, it has yet to fully embrace the power of a plasma, combat-ready lightsaber. But that hasn't stopped hobbyists from exploring the possibility. James Hobson, an aspiring Tony Stark, has for some time now been turning fictional technologies into reality and sharing them via his YouTube channel, Hacksmith Industries. I did watch a video where they were like trying to, I think it might have been the Hacksmith doing it. It was like a long series of stuff where they've made different prototypes and we're getting closer to being able to actually make like a true plasma lightsaber.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying on that. They've also done Captain America's shield. They've also done, I want to say, Iron Man's repulsor. They've done like Thor's hammer, like made out of lead, and like a whole bunch of stuff. And also, like, what was it? The unbreakable like case. It was like a suitcase full of like money and like gold coins and stuff, but like behind bulletproof glass and like a whole bunch of other stuff.
I think I need to start watching these guys a little bit more.
Yeah, Hacksmith is really great. And so this latest version of the lightsaber is probably the best that they've come up with. I mean, I think I saw one which it was like pretty much like a laser, and I saw another one which was like a almost like this, where it was like a plasma like flamethrower type deal. But I think this one's like probably the furthest that they've come along with it. I mean, why not make a lightsaber? I mean, but then again, it's like just, you know, a plasma torch that's like really, really long.
Yeah. And I mean,
it's you see, like, if you scroll up, you can see the backpack of like oxygen and acetylene and like everything else that he needs for it.
Yeah, it's not cordless.
Yeah, very steampunky, which I like.
Yes. So the plasma lightsaber is our fourth iteration of building lightsabers. Hobson told Observation Post. This 4,000 degree plasma sword is retractable and can slice through stormtrooper mannequins with ease. The only catch, it currently requires a corded power pack, but Hobson's team is still iterating. There is obviously still a ways to go to make a cordless version, just like the movies, he said. We are working on our next iteration, and it's exciting to say the least. The lightsaber isn't the only weapon Hobson's crew has explored. His company has developed numerous technologies that'll leave the intersection of combat and comic book cosplayers drooling, including a Mandalorian jetpack, Captain America's shield, and Batman's batarangs. Though it will take
I didn't see the batarangs ones or the jetpack, but I did see they did like Batman's grapnel hook.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that he like fires and is able to like repel. I did see that one. That one was actually pretty cool as well.
Okay. I'm definitely going to have to check these guys out. Though it will take time. Man. Some of these movie-based weapons may one day exist in more places than a galaxy far, far away. Hobson, however, doesn't believe the lightsaber will be one of them. Honestly, the lightsaber would be a very useful tool, but wouldn't make a very good weapon, he noted. Whether or not the Defense Department would invest in such badass toys, that's another story. According to Hobson, the military has approached him about a few of the Hacksmith inventions, but the discussions didn't go far. I can't say who or what it was a few years ago, though, and nothing ended up going through, he added. The classic, if I told you, I'd have to kill you, route. Alas, it looks like we'll have to settle for playing out all our Star Wars fantasies with plastic lightsabers that make incoherent noises until the National Defense Industrial Complex catches up. So I'm not going to play this video because if we did, we'd have to play without.
It's really long.
So,
I mean, you could without audio. I mean, you could still see what that lightsaber is capable of.
True. I'm just gonna put the. I could. I'll put it in there.
You to paste it, and then might as well. We can still do commentary on it. But that also reminds me of a. You gonna be able to find the right window? I mean, that reminds me of like another thing I saw. It was like a behind the scenes featurette on James Bond, and it was like somebody from the military reached out to like the prop makers or like somebody from the studio on like how they made like James Bond rebreather. I want to say from Thunderball, basically the thing that he puts in his mouth so he could like survive underwater. So I mean, but then again, that was like back in like what, the 60s, the 70s, when like a lot of things that were like caught on film was believable. But then again, I think when it comes to like rebreathers, I mean, basically you've got like what oxygen and nitrogen in order to make like breathable air.
Mhm.
But the whole fact of the matter is that you can't make compressed air last a long amount of time, which is why we have like these giant tanks. So if like somehow we were able to, oh well, he's melted it to where they fold it over. What is that, like heat insulation?
Yeah, it looks like it just like foam, composite
Yeah,
foam.
yeah, heat insulation. So, all right, yeah, and so it's like if we were able to compress those two gases in order to put them on like tubes that are like this big to hang out of your mouth, I mean, I'm sure that would be like justifiable. I
Mhm.
mean, what Navy SEALs and like special forces, they use a form of a like a rebreather to not produce air bubbles, I want to
Yeah.
say.
Well, it's to not produce air bubbles, and then it's also because typically when they're using rebreathers, they're going to really extreme depths, and then
Right. But those aren't like technically, like what we would in nerd culture consider rebreathers. What is he cutting through now?
I don't know.
This is just
Corey,
like all this is like a giant plasma torch. That's
Yeah,
like that's
giant-
all it is.
But yeah, he's cutting through corrugated steel, so that's not too bad. But it's
Yeah.
like another point for the rebreather is because like when you go to certain depths, if you're breathing just oxygen, like
Right.
it can
I mean,
cause.
but that's not what air is. Air is a mixture. Right. It's not just pure oxygen, because pure oxygen is just lethal. Because I want to say it's like what? It's mainly nitrogen, some oxygen, and then like other various gases.
Yep,
But
it's usually nitrogen and oxygen that they'll have
yeah.
them.
Oh, well, like the funny thing about this is like this is like more ATF stuff, but like a lightsaber doesn't melt matter, it disintegrates matter. And so you wouldn't have a melting effect, but then again, they retconned it for like the prequels. So
That's pretty thick steel, though. They just cut. That's a pretty.
but then again, it kind of depends. So
That's a serious freaking plasma torch.
yeah, look, I mean, look at it. What he's got, and then he's got like that daisy chain that's off to like the bigger tanks.
Because like I know from experience with the plasma
That
cutters,
looks so. That's like what, propane and what, oxygen? Is oxygen green, or is acetylene green?
I think oxygen's green, acetylene's black.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
no,
look at this.
acetylene's red, oxygen's green.
Right.
So and that wouldn't even be plasma then if they're using oxygen and acetylene, because plasma is just like a plasma cutter.
Yeah, that looks like propane and what, oxygen?
Yeah, those are inert gases. So that's not really a plasma cutter. I mean, would be
unless they're not going off a color code and they're just using random tanks that they've had.
Maybe. But even still, with plasma cutters, they don't use gases except for compressed air. It's just that you have compressed air and electricity on a normal plasma, but you have to have whatever you're cutting grounded to your plasma cutter. So that would be why that wouldn't work with this.
Oh, I'm surprised that thing stays lit even after like melted through.
Is that one of them that they made, or is that just
no? That's like a toy lightsaber.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's go ahead and back off of this.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
So, but I mean, that's pretty neat. The whole lightsaber thing, getting there. So now they got to figure out how to make it an actual plasma arc as opposed to that. But yeah. So I think I might have like one more story. What time are we at? As far as
we still got like 26 minutes.
Okay. So
we can end the show whenever we want.
This is
a first world country.
So I'm gonna go on this story, and if Don has anything that he wants to talk about or anything like that after that, then we can do that. This is gonna be a quick one.
I've got like maybe 3, and that's about it.
Okay, this is gonna be a quick one. Just there's a nationwide food brand that just recalled every single one of its products. Typically, when there's a recall, it's not going to be the producer's entire line of products. Right. This one is a company out of California called Jules Foods. And Let me just read it. When a company has to recall a product, it is often pretty serious. That's especially true when the product is a food item that may contain a harmful pathogen. Typically, just one type of food is affected. A produce company might recall lettuce, but still sells tomatoes that are perfectly safe, for example. Unfortunately for Joel's Foods, California-based food producer that sells goods across the country, has been forced to recall not one, not two, but all of its food products due to the potential for salmonella contamination. And I went and I actually looked up Joel's Foods because I'd never heard of them, and they are actually looking. It looks like they're a vegan type of store, but they sell brie too. So Joel's Foods recalls cashew brie, other vegan and plant-based products.
Cashew brie, so nut cheese.
Yeah, nut cheese. That sounds like something dirty. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure that is. Look that up in Urban Dictionary.
Nut cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean,
viewers, look that
I know
up.
dick cheese is a thing, but I don't know about nut cheese.
Yeah, they don't have any products on their website anymore right now. So.
Oh wow. At all?
Yeah, no. Go to shop now.
Whoa. And there's nothing. Oh wait, look. Nothing food related. Yeah, nothing food related.
So, and then yeah,
Shopify.
I have no idea. This is a weird shopping page.
Yeah, it is.
So, but yeah, Joel's Foods, best I can tell from Google, is they make vegan cheese.
Okay.
So, and
nut cheese.
Yeah, if you're into nut cheese, beware because this particular brand is being recalled for salmonella. So, yeah, that's all the stories that I've got.
All right, let's see. I've got something.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. Boop and boop and boop. So the Pentecostal Church is set to launch a Tithe coin cryptocurrency. Riches of Abraham Ministries, a Pentecostal church in Texas, has announced next Sunday as the launch date of its cryptocurrency, Tithe coin. According to the head pastor, Brian Lemon, Tithe coin is for all Bible-believing faithful tithers all around the world. Yeah.
So tithe is you give percentage of your income to the church.
Yes.
So in this sense, you're going to be buying these coins, I'm assuming, from the church to be able to use these coins as your tithe. So you're paying them twice.
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking based on the name, but I'm pretty sure they're going to come up with something else that is not that.
Okay.
During his sermon on Sunday, dandified pastor said, "We got a fantastic announcement for y'all. Praise the Lord. Next Sunday, this church will launch the first ever gospel cryptocurrency in the world, Tithe coin." An elated congregation greeted his announcement with shouts of excitement. This coin is for all Bible-believing faithful tithers all around the world. I'm like salivating extra here. It's hard to speak. All right, let me get into a mood here. With Tidecoin, the Lord is reinventing how his people pay their tithes today. When the Daily Guffaw contacted the church for more information about Tidecoin, we were referred to the coin's white paper, which is currency available for the church's official website. So not only are they doing crypto, they're also doing a paperback currency. The paper says that holders of the coin are expected to donate 10% of their total Tithe coin assets every month to the church wallet address, as this is to fulfill the spiritual obligations of tithing. Oh, all right. So I don't want to get too much into this because I'm gonna bring up my own personal opinions on organized religion, but on the basis of a church developing a cryptocurrency, what are your thoughts?
A church doing a cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Yeah,
because cryptocurrency can be whatever it wants to be. like Bitcoin, like Dogecoin, like Tithecoin.
It really can, but like from what it sounded like, it almost sounds like they're truly intending on using this cryptocurrency to be used as tithing, because it says by all types of religion to use as tithes. So that's where I don't understand you. So you have to purchase these coins in order to use them for tithing, unless you're buying them off the stock market. But even still, the purchasing of those stocks and tithe coin is going to the church that invented the tithe coin. So then once you give them the tithe, that's a Ponzi scheme.
We'll end up happening is that the church will probably end up selling it to the mass market in order to make a profit off of that. More than likely.
And the only way I could see it working is if it's an actual
tithing in and of itself is flawed in the concept. So, but then again, there was also a story once upon a time ago of a woman getting, I don't want to say excommunicated, but let's say kicked out of a church because she was in a coma and was not able to pay her tithe.
Oh yeah, there are lots of churches like
so it's like WTF right there.
Like Scientology, you can't even attend a free.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. That one's just basically a marketing scheme.
Yeah, because when I was in college, I took a religious anthropology class, and one of our assignments was to attend services of a religion that you don't practice. I'm agnostic, so I don't really have a specific religion. So I was
that could be like anything for you. You just show up at some random church and be like, "Hey, I'm here for a homework assignment."
Exactly. So, and I was like, okay, well, I want to check out Scientology, and I told that to my instructor or my professor, and he was like, dude, you have to pay just to go into a Scientology thing. It's not a free thing to do. And I was like, oh, well, that sucks. So
what were you thinking?
Then I chose to do Seek.
Okay.
So, and that was pretty cool. That was fun.
All right. Okay, let's see. We got limited time, and we have scientists have described a dinosaur's butthole in exquisite detail.
That's awesome.
Oh, it wasn't going to be completely boring for all of our 2 viewers right now. When a dog's size, I'm not even going to attempt to say this word.
Psittacosaurus?
Yeah, let's go with that. Psittacosaurus was living out its days on Earth. It was probably concerned with mating, eating, and not being killed by other dinosaurs. It would never even have crossed its mind that 120 million or so years later, scientists would be peering intensely on its clacker.
The epitome of goatsies.
However, that's precisely what they've done, yielding the most detailed description yet of a non-avian dinosaur's cloaca.
Yeah. So it's not really
catch-all hole used for peeing, pooping, mating, and laying eggs. The Swiss Army knife of buttholes. Oh, let's get that hashtag trending. It's common throughout the animal kingdom today. All birds, amphibians, reptiles, and even a few mammals possess a cloaca. But we know little about the cloaca of dinosaurs, including their anatomy, what they look like, or how the animals use them.
Well, now we know what they look like.
It's a cloaca. I'm pretty sure we knew how they used them. Oh, I noticed the cloaca several years ago after we had reconstructed the color patterns of this dinosaur using a remarkable fossil on display at Senckenberg Museum in Germany, which clearly preserves its skin and color patterns. Oh, why wasn't that in the news?
I know. It just looks
that is like way more interesting, but
it just looks like it's black.
It took a while before we got around to finish it off because no one has ever cared about comparing the exterior of cloacal openings of living animals, so it was largely uncharted territory. I wonder why.
A cloaca's a cloaca.
Right?
So it just looks like a muddy blackish brown color as far as what the skin color is.
Okay. So this is what the team did, comparing the fossilized cloaca to modern cloacae. Their specimens was a non-avian dinosaur fossil known to have preserved cloaca, but due to the way the fossil is positioned, internal anatomy of this opening has not been preserved. Only external vent is visible. This means there was a lot of information researchers did not gauge. We found the vent does not look different in many different groups of tetrapods, but in most cases, it does not tell you much about an animal's sex. Those distinguishing features are tucked inside the cloaca, and unfortunately, they're not preserved in fossils. Yes, I have heard that before. Where like you have to probe their butthole in order to figure out whether or not they're a male or female.
Yeah, typically there's actually a little set of tools. They're called probing tools that like they have a little ball on the end. It's effectively how you tell is the depth of the cloaca. And it's been a long time since I researched it.
I watched an episode of Dirty Jobs, and Mike Rowe would just touch a chick's butthole, and it would be, if there's a bump, it's a male. If there's no bump, it's a female.
And then that's also depending on the type of animal. So like rattlesnakes, you can tell male, female just by looking at their cloaca, because I want to say males have spurs on their cloaca. And then, like with bearded dragons, you can tell by taking them and bending their tail back. And males, I think it is, has 2 bumps on either side of their cloaca, whereas females don't. And, you know, I learned those because I used to keep reptiles, a lot of them, and I did a lot of research on all that kind of stuff because I wanted to go into breeding them and all that. But other story. But yeah, I used to know a lot about that stuff. And we got Mickey Severson saying, probe their butthole.
Yeah, and I want to, let's see, get rid of this guy's comment, but I can't for some reason.
So
more spam on our stuff. Anyways, as I was saying.
So, yeah, you can't. That's weird. But, anyways, and then the cloaca is more, it's like it says, it's a multifunctional tool.
Yes, it's like the Swiss Army knife of buttholes.
Yes. You have a lot of your avian species and reptile species and amphibian species have a cloaca. What that does is their body actually recycles their urine to cycle out urates. So like when you see a bird or a lot of your lizards poop and you see like the white splot around the poop, that's the white is actually their pee. That's urates. That's how they pee. But yeah, anyway. Continuing.
Let's see. Even so, that exterior anatomy cannot contain some pretty interesting clues as to what some dinosaur cloacae looked like and how they were used. Although the dinosaurs cloaca. Oh, it's one of those days, guys. It's unlike any other known modern animal. It's kind of like when you say like the same word over and over again, it just starts to sound weird, and then like you kind of forget how it's supposed to sound like. One of those. Like try saying bowl like 100 times. It will not sound the same when you say it like the 100th time, the 90th time.
Because that W.
Bowl. 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 All right, anyways. Yeah, try it. Yeah, anyways, dorsal lobe seems similar, cloacal protuberance seen in bird, round swelling near the cloaca during breeding season. Male stores sperm, although again without the internal anatomy, impossible to say for sure. All right, so a diagram of the breakdown.
A diagram of the butthole
of the cloaca. This is a CGI rendering. Right lateral lip, left lateral lip, dorsal lobe. If you look at it upside down, it's a little familiar.
All right.
Wasn't gonna say anything else, but Okay. Whoa.
So yeah, these are different types of animals. Crocodiles.
All right. Full disclaimer: these are cloacas, not bad shots of different animals.
So squamates,
Especially when you're looking at something like this.
chameleons, the amphibians. So when I'm looking at these, you're gonna see like I can compare best to say a bearded dragon. When you're looking at a bearded dragon, you're gonna be looking at something more similar to like what you're looking at
What,
with
the second one on the left?
third. So you're gonna be looking at something
Okay.
more similar to what you're looking at with the chameleons.
Really,
there.
bro? The third one is more accurate than the second one?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the one on the far right of the third one.
No,
those are
wait.
pictures of the cloaca.
Okay, so yeah, this looks like an iguana.
Mm-hmm. So those will be iguanas. So when you're looking at like a bearded dragon, they're going to look more similar to that, whereas snake is going to look.
How familiar are you with the bearded dragon's cloaca? Because this second diagram, this second grayed out image looks more similar to a bearded dragon than this iguana.
So where the iguana right there, the second one.
This looks like an iguana.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like what more a bearded dragon would be than an iguana.
That looks more like a newt or maybe a gecko.
Okay, I could see gecko. So,
and then it's like, but what I'm saying is the cloacal area looks. I mean, those two right there would be similar, but I'd say that far right picture on the third one is more similar.
This one right here.
Yeah. So
the frowny face.
Yeah, the frowny face. So, and then when you're looking at a snake, there's not really anything in here that really resembles a snake except for maybe the crocodile.
I'll take your word for it.
But snakes tend to be a horizontal opening as opposed to a vertical opening.
Really? So more this one? Today on It's 1700 Somewhere, we talk about the cloaca of many different animals and how they are not inherently similar to vagina.
Right. I mean, I used to raise...
Because this is... All right, so this is butthole, clearly. Way gouged out. This is highly sus right here for a turtle.
Right, that's a frog.
Oh, yeah, frog. My bad. The turtle's this one.
Yep.
So... Wow. This one is blown out, 50, looking ready to settle down, even after like 3 or 4 kids.
And the dinosaur one that it's got up there, that doesn't look anywhere near any of them. Yeah. So that's weird. That's interesting.
Oh, okay. So that's what I got. I don't really want. All right. So to dig into more. All right. So apparently they were able to figure out what a dinosaur's butthole looked like based on of this fossil, and they were able to break it down to this. CGI render it to this in order to come up with this. Which, yes, this does look different from all the others. Because we got some horizontals and we got some verticals. 1, 2,
and that one's more like
2 verticals. This 2 are sphericals, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are horizontal. Oh, yeah. Okay. So,
and I'm thinking if they find enough remains of animals in that condition. Right. And then with those, some in situations where they could probably quantify what type of or what sex it may be, they could eventually be able to determine, how to determine whether it's a male or female. Because I did see, I don't know if they had 2 images on there for any specific reason, but I did notice there were a couple of differences between the 2 images they had there for the dinosaur.
Right. Okay. So right before we go, this will be our last one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna spoil it, But this was on the news. I saw this at work on the news that this woman saw this, what she claimed to be a creature outside in her tree in the branches. It was completely dumbfounded as to what it was.
Maybe a monkey.
Like
I'd go with
some type of like some like I think they were hinting at it was like some type of cocoon for some type of creature or some animal or some insect. Or if it was going to be, you say a monkey
or a chicken finger.
Monkey. I mean, I saw it. I already knew. I had a feeling of what it was, and then I got justified on it. But anybody that's watching, all two of you people,
all two of you,
yes, please put in the comments. What do you think this thing is?
So they're both from Twitch.
Because what it looks like to me, which is what most of the internet agrees, is that this is a croissant.
A croissant.
A croissant.
A croissant.
Croissant. Hanging out in a tree. Why is it, in a tree at what's probably the second or third story, or if not higher, window of some woman's house?
Someone was feeding the birds.
Whoa. Beats the hell out of me. Why is it that when I click over here, it just goes somewhere else? Yeah, so a neighborhood in Krakow, Poland was terrified of a croissant for days. Apparently, it appeared to be a dangerous animal. I mean, when you all right. So when you have on the news, killer hornets, Japanese bees, things that will kill you. You see something like that, it could look like, a cocoon of some sort.
How in the actual fuck is that a croissant?
Yes. Mickey, if you look at it, that is very much croissant looking. I mean, you can see the creases in the pastry.
I'm going with fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Another mutant chicken that escaped from the Colonel. So I'll have you guys simmer on that for your minds until next week. But we're pretty much out of time. So I think we're going to call it a day. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this week on It's 1700 Somewhere. By all means, if the next following week you have any news that you would like for us to cover or any other articles you would like us to discuss further, please message us on It's 1700 Somewhere on Facebook or at WO Entertainment and just tag It's 1700 Somewhere, and we will make sure that your topic is covered. By all means, crowd participation is greatly welcomed for you guys in order to get better involved with us so we have better interactions with you. The more we can make this feel like fun, which is what we want this to be, is fun. Let's have fun on this show. Talk about the random, strange, funny news stories that have come out within the past week or several weeks if we've just missed it. As long as we have a good time, that's all that matters. We're here for you guys.
So, I was going to say something about Discord. If you want to even be able to recommend stories or kind of get in with knowing what's going to be talked about so you know how to jump in with the conversation, we have all that over in Discord.
Yeah, by all means. Athen, you want to link the Discord before we jump off of here?
Let me get her done.
Well, while he was doing that, I guess we'll do some plugs. Please check out WO Entertainment for our shows for the upcoming week. We will make sure that it gets updated with the more shows that we get. Check out, what is it, OVB Barbecue?
Yep, OVB.
Check out OVB Barbecue for their products that they serve. As for me, I am Don. You can find me on this ticker on the bottom. You can find me on Facebook. I also have a meme page if you're an anime cultured person, or check out my streaming page where I game at Game With Me Senpai. And Other than that, Screaming Hanya for Instagram and Twitter. Athen, where can we find you online on the socials?
Just look me up, Athen Daily on Facebook. We got it's 1700 somewhere. We've also got ATF on Facebook. I've got Twitch and Twitter and Instagram that I don't use a whole lot. Those are all.
I think those are under It's 17 somewhere as well, or some iteration of those.
Yep. So basically, anywhere, just look up It's 1700 somewhere or Ale Train Fighters, and you will find us.
All right, guys. Until next time, thank you for joining us, and we will see you. Once again, I am Don.
I'm Athen.
Catch you next week. Later.